Back at it again with another podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't know. Do you want to do the intro? Or you want me to do the intro?
I'll let you do the intro.
I don't know how to do an intro.
Good intro. Good intro.
Welcome to the BS show, everybody. My name is Steven.
And I'm Brandon.
If you don't
I guess
on
I
the
shouldn't
water.
have drank water.
Today we're going to be talking about dreams, aspirations, and shit that I don't remember when I wake up.
Yeah. What our dreams when we go to sleep mean to us or mean to us in our day-to-day life. Do we take inspiration from it? Do we make decisions on them? How do we interpret these things? And how much does it actually affect our life?
You see, the thing is I don't remember my dreams when I wake up.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Interesting.
I like, from time to time, I'll be like, oh, like, blah, blah, blah. But throughout the day, I just forget what my dream is.
Okay.
So like, I might remember it at the moment. Like, that's why people have dream journals, I guess. But like, when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck did I even dream about? Or like, I have a lot of those. You fall asleep and you wake up.
Yeah.
I have a lot of those.
Do you have those where you fall asleep, you wake up, and then you fall asleep to the same dream? Like you just have it again? Never. Okay, interesting.
But there are times, and I can remember very few of them, where it's like I fall asleep, and then it's like later on in life I remember the dream, and I like fall back asleep, and I go back into that dream.
Interesting. I've never.
It's happened to me once, where it's like I remember I was like, I don't know what I was playing. I think I was playing Super Mario or some shit, but like, or Link. I think it was Legend of Zelda, because it was like I was running around this castle and stuff like that. I remembered that. I don't remember the rest of it, but I remember specifically it was like those like mortar like walls and all that stuff. And I don't remember the rest of it. I remember heading outside and seeing that it was a castle, and that was it. And then like I remember that later in life, like years later, and then when I fell asleep that night, it was
just
that
right there.
Oh, it was right there, but then I was like, I don't remember,
cool.
but I didn't remember the first dream at all or anything, so there was no connection until afterwards.
Right.
It was more like a deja vu.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Deja vu is like one of those things too, where I think it applies to dreams specifically.
Yeah, but I don't know what a castle has to do with my life. I'm trapped.
Oh yeah.
I am trapped. Somebody help me.
Oh no, there's a moat filled with lobsters and.
I don't remember. There could have been a dragon. There could have been people. I don't remember shit.
Interesting. I, on the other hand, remember every dream I have.
Yeah.
Like right up before, I used to keep a dream journal like right off the bat, like when I started having dreams and shit.
Yeah.
And well, no, not really. That's a lie, actually.
You're lying to us.
That is a fucking lie. I have like this. I'm gonna call it chronic because it has been like a majority of my life. But I have nightmares like every night. Okay. Like a majority of my life.
I think we're gonna have to get you somebody after this episode.
No. I told my therapist about it and everything, and like we talked about it, and I was just like, I have nightmares where I die like a majority of the time, like since I was 7. But the thing is, it's so normalized that it's not a nightmare to me anymore. Like if I go into a dream and they're like, we're gonna kill you, and be like, yep, I know. That's the point.
I've never had one of those.
No,
I have never had a dream where I die. I've had dreams where I've like, that startle where like you fall off a cliff and you're like, oh shit. Yeah, like that I've had, but never like one where I actually died.
Think of that, but essentially instead of it being like a fall, like someone will just stab me, and I'll just wake up, and it'll be the morning.
Yeah,
like
no, I've never had that.
Oh wow! Okay.
No. The fall startle, yeah, but never like a stab shot killed startle.
Well, good because those kind of suck. Well, that's how I used to. When I was younger, because I used to be scared of so much shit when I was younger.
Yeah,
porcelain dolls, fucking.
Oh yeah.
Because I mentioned that all the time. Porcelain dolls. I used to be scared of fucking
sharks. I think we talked about sharks. I don't remember.
I was like, I don't know. Recently, that's a new thing actually. Being scared of sharks and shit. Oh no, shadows. I used to be like terrified of shadows.
Okay, shadows is reasonable.
Yeah, I can't punch those, so it's like if I hit those,
that's what a flashlight is for. That's how you destroy the shadows.
Guess you have a point. Or you make them stronger behind you.
You get a 360 light.
Yeah, I guess that would help.
Or a lamp.
Huh, yeah.
Or a flash that aims
Never mind,
straight
throw
upward.
that fear out the window.
You have continuous light. Shoot it straight up at the ceiling. Done.
That is true. You're right. Well, I mean, again, as a kid, now I'm chilling. Now I'm good.
You aim the light straight up. I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. As a kid, I wouldn't think of that.
I was watching, what's the name of the show? Lock and Key. You ever watch that show?
I have not.
It's I don't know how to call it, but it's a good show. Fantasy, and at one episode the shadows were trying to get all the kids, and so they used flashlights, and they had to like somebody turned off the electricity of the house, and they had to run down to the basement to turn on the breakers again.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty cool.
And that was the only way to get rid of the shadows.
No, I know. Should have watched Lock and Key as a kid. Should have created.
No,
Lock
no,
and
that's
Key
what
as a kid.
it only came out like a couple years ago, so I wouldn't have helped
Oh,
anyways.
okay. Still, no, yeah, that's like definitely good. As a kid, again, I would never have thought of that, but now that, yeah, that makes sense. That's what I do now. Like when I have my little lamp, but shit like that. And it would be. I was telling my therapist that it's so weird when I have a good dream. Like I find that odd, and I find that almost. It gives me anxiety because I do think something bad's gonna happen when I have a good dream.
Yeah.
Which ties down to like trauma, I guess, and whatnot. But I remember like all my dreams are very also abstract and like super, super artistic, I guess I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And
I think all dreams are
like
like that though,
memorable. Yeah,
because
yeah,
no
yeah.
dream is ever, at least even the ones that I can remember, they're not straightforward whatsoever.
That is true because it's all you have to interpret it. That's a subconscious roaming like.
But then I
freely
never
whatever.
interpret them because I don't know what the fuck they're talking
Right,
about.
and also you forget them too, so it's kind of like
Yeah, but even then, it's like, I guess the worst ones to interpret is like from high school days and before, where it's like you have a random person in your dream, and it's like the girl down the hall that you never talked to in high school, and in your dream she's talking to you for some reason. So you wake up, it's like, do I like her? Do I not like her? Like, what does this person even mean to me? Like those
weird
confusing
implications.
shit.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? Like, it's so interesting what it takes and runs with. Like your brain will just be like, hey, look at that stranger, and then the next night you're like, family with the stranger. What?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
Well,
right
that was
now?
like high school. I don't have those kind of dreams anymore, thank God. But like,
Luckily, yeah.
But it's just like it's hard to interpret dreams because of things like that. At least for me,
it really is. I commend people who are able to like. Well, again, there are people who just study them, so it makes sense that they're able to. I saw a snake in my dream, so therefore someone's
gonna betray me or something. Yeah.
And it blows my mind when people get that in depth with it because it's kind of like. You know, I feel like it is something that could be studied. I feel like there is symbolism that's already ingrained in us from being young that we kind of associate with these ideas and shit. That it would make sense for them to appear in our subconscious dreams as these kind of things. So if I see like I'm taking a dump and a snake comes out the toilet, it's like, oh no, someone's gonna betray me and I'm constipated. and it's like, well, bing bang boom. Now I
was gonna say somebody's about to go up your ass.
Oh
but
God, I hope not. I hope not.
Oh shit! Just imagine.
I'd rather not.
I mean, do you ever have a dream that you felt was life changing? Then in that case,
I have, and it's actually one that sticks with me pretty often. So I use a lot of dreams and shit for inspiration for photography stuff.
Okay.
Which kind of correlates because of how abstract they are, and I kind of like that about them, and that's why they're so colorful. My photography is colorful because a lot of my dreams are super colorful. One that stuck out for me the most is it was a very long sequence dream, but again, dreams last like what forever, and then you wake up and it's only been like an hour.
Yeah, no, dreams. I think you, biologically wise, if I remember right, you actually don't have one dream. You actually have multiple dreams in a night before you wake up.
Interesting.
And you only remember one of them for some reason, but there's actually multiple dreams running.
Kind of like an anthology series.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's like they only last a few minutes each.
That's crazy, and they feel like such a long.
Like, like what's a good movie that talks about this actually really well? It's Inception. So Inception, it's like the deeper the dream, the more the length of time goes.
Right.
So that's like if you go down one dream, then it's like the length of time doubles. So like 1 hour in the dream world is only half an hour in the real world, and things like that. So it's the same idea, but it's actually shorter than that. I think a dream actually only lasts a few minutes in real life.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Excuse me.
Too much water.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that might have been it. So it felt like it lasted hours. Like I felt like I was there for hours, and I just remember being in this forest, and then it was just nicely green and everything. And then it started like the leaves started changing colors from like orange to autumn colors. Yeah. Like right in front of my eyes. So it was just a very quick transition into that. And then I remember just sinking into the ground up to my neck. And that's when I had like longer hair. So I had like hair that was down to like maybe a little bit lower than my shoulders. And my hair was out, and someone came up to me with a mask on and started watering me, and my hair started growing, and then I remember my hair started growing so long that it started pushing me out of the ground because it was growing, and eventually I was out, and I just had like super long hair, and the person started running. Yeah, essentially should have braided it at that point, but I like the person started running, and I started chasing after them. And now the trees weren't going from autumn colors anymore. They were just colors, like random colors on the whole like, color wheel. It was just like everything. Blues, oranges, greens, like all over the place. And then we get to this part where it's like a meadow and I no longer see the person that I was chasing with the mask on. and I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and I get stabbed in the chest by the person.
Nice.
And then I wake up, and I was just like, that was good. That was a good dream. I like that.
I mean, everything up to the end was good.
No, I feel like that made it normal for me.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what normalized it and grounded it for me, because I was just like, okay, good. Because like I said, a majority of my dreams, I have to die in them for them to be like a normal dream for me.
Yeah.
So this one, like the fact that it was so nice and everything, it was beautiful in the moment, but it was also like kind of freaking me out, because it was kind of like, this is too positive. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I can't control this anymore.
And so what did you get out of this dream, like in real life?
Maybe it was like a metaphor for growth.
Okay.
I was assuming growth and like maybe appreciation for the things around me a little more. Because I think during that time period of my life, I was very just doing one thing and just not focusing on anything else. And I think it might have been like the harder part of my depression battles. So that dream kind of just made me realize, like, you know what? Go look at the trees. Go look at the trees. Go fucking do shit. Grow stuff. Like,
yeah. Grow out your hair more.
Grow out my hair more. And coincidentally, I think that's the dream that made me start cutting my hair actually a little shorter.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that to directly contrast that. I don't know if it was me trying to like, shut up, brain. This is me now. And
if anything, I would have doubled the length right away.
No, I like
collagen that shit. Like...
No, my first reaction was just to like shoulder length it or get it right under my chin. And after that, I was just like, I started viewing everything in a more colorful aspect. And I think that's where my transition into like brighter, colorful work happened.
Yeah.
Because I associate that with emotion. So it might have been also like maybe controlling emotions because of all the colors that appeared on the trees. And I guess they're there. Emotions are always going to be there, right?
Yeah.
We just learn how to like channel them through different means and pick up different hobbies to kind of like throw each emotion into them.
Yeah.
So
it's always hard though.
It's super hard.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, so many emotions, so many things that you can do.
Yeah.
And even then it's like, I don't know. It's a lot.
It's such a spectrum of things that we don't have an absolute answer for it.
Yeah. But I think that's a hard part, at least for me, because it's like, I'm not too much of an abstract person, I would say. Like, you know, it's like, I could understand abstract to a certain extent, but once you pass like, you know, a certain level of abstract, like I would say like I'm beginner basic level abstract, but once you get to advanced or expert kind of shit, I don't know anything.
Throw it out the window. Get that shit away.
Yeah, like it's like Picasso. Like I can understand all of his beginning years of abstract, but after a certain point, I'm like, I don't understand anything. I still appreciate the art, but I don't understand anything.
Right.
You know what it like that? It's
at some point it escapes a person. I get it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things because it's like, you know, you probably already know this, but it's like I do things more based on logic. Or like previous experiences has dictated me to do things in a certain way because I've had a bad experience. So I avoid certain things or I do things like a certain way. So it's hard for me to be like, I have had a life-changing experience on a dream or like a dream has made me think a different way, because it's like my dreams are probably just as abstract, but A, I don't remember them, and B, it's like I'm too logical for it. So it's like if I don't understand it, my brain, I guess, automatically trashes it.
And shuns it. Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah, it probably throws away what you don't need.
Exactly. Yeah. So like that's how my brain is. So it's like aside from all the trauma that I just like repressed as a kid, like
Stay down there.
Like I guess my dreams are thrown in there too, because it's just like, nah, you don't need that shit.
Right.
And then like I dictate my day to day, and I, you know, the dreams that I do follow, my aspirations, I don't dream about them. I don't dream about photography or film or marketing or anything like that. I don't. I've never had a dream where I don't even, well, if maybe I had, but I can't tell. But like I don't remember any dreams about photography or about colors or my photography's nightlife. Like I don't remember anything having to do with nightlife in my dreams. So it's like, I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's like I'm the 180 on that, because it's just like, for me, it's like, if it's not logical or if it's not, I guess, practical, or it's like something that I haven't experienced before, it makes me afraid, or like it makes me not want to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's definitely the opposite of me. I kind of take my dreams into incorporation on how I handle the day. Just because sometimes I feel like my subconscious mind is way more hyper aware than I am.
Yeah.
So it'll throw stuff like random things at me. Like maybe if I have something to do the next day. Yeah. Something in my dream will imply that I have something to do the next day and something I should handle in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it'll take everything into account for me. Then the next day, I choose whether I wake up and use that, interpret it into like, oh, did I have to do that thing this specific way so no one gets mad?
Yeah.
And do I care if anyone gets mad?
Yeah.
And it's just this constant clash of thing. But that's the thing. I incorporate it into decision making. You completely don't.
No, I do not.
Very logical.
Yeah.
It's like very
like I wake up in the morning, and depending on what's going on in the morning, until something bad happens, I'm usually having an okay day.
Okay.
Like that's how it is. So it's like I wake up, it's like it's just nonchalant, like just normal routine until I get into work. And if it works out well, then it's a good day. And so if some shit hits the fan, it's a shit day.
Very, very like taking the day as it is.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like if I have carryover anxiety from yesterday, then I'll carry over. But then that's because something happened. You know, it's never from a dream. I don't wake up from my dream and just feel like, oh, like usually it's funny. It's like if I already feel bad in the morning, it's because I'm already awake and I thought of something stupid.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, that's like if I take on the day in a negative way, like it's because I woke up and consciously thought of something dumb.
Yeah.
So, you know, things
so
like
you
that.
you went out of your way to think of something dumb and.
Well, I wouldn't say I went out of my way. It's like an intrusive thought.
Right.
The intrusive thought came in, and it's like I don't really handle things on my subconscious. Yeah. I don't handle things on my subconscious level, where it's like because I should probably, you know, consider it more, like think about what's on my subconscious level more, and I don't.
Right.
So
and
it's
half
like,
the time it's because we can't.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Think it's not something we choose. It's just something that happens.
Exactly, and so that's what makes it hard. And it's like that's what, like I said, that plus my dreams I can't remember.
Yeah.
Except for certain stupid ones. That's it. But like, you know, my girlfriend Anna, who's on the show every so often.
Yeah.
There's very few dreams where she was in. Very few, and that was it.
Interesting.
And like my family's not in a lot of them, or anybody I actually know. Like I said, I haven't had a dream in a while. Actually, now I think about it. But even then, it's like, yeah, a lot of the people that for some reason, it's a lot of random strangers. Maybe because I watch too many movies and TV shows. But like,
also you're a street photographer.
Yeah, I guess.
You think that maybe that incorporates some kind.
Yeah, because I'm looking at people all day, every day. Weirdly enough,
it's
that
like
sounds creepy.
No. Yeah, I'm just taking pictures of people every day. Relax, buddy.
And they're random people. I don't know them. FBI agents type
shit. But maybe it is that. Maybe because it turns into that, like, well, as a street photographer, I assume you take it into account that everyone's living their own life. Yeah. So when you're taking these pictures, subconsciously you're already acknowledging, like, this person has like they probably have a 9 to 5. They probably have their own struggles at home.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't even think about it.
Oh shit.
I'm just like in the moment that they're doing something that I take a picture in, it's like either they look interesting or they're doing something interesting. So that's why I take a lot of pictures through windows of chefs and everything, because they are doing something interesting. They're making food, they're cooking, they're talking to people, or like this person's dressed a certain way and things like that. That's when I take a picture of something. But there's like, you know, I don't think about these people more than that. I don't think about those people more than the instance that I see them.
Right. Oh, your conscious doesn't think of them more than that. I guess your subconscious is the one that tries
maybe, to but like I said, I don't talk to my subconscious. Right. I don't know. But like consciously, it's like I don't care about these people. I'm a typical New Yorker. I don't care about these people. It's like if you're walking slow, get the fuck out of my way. I'll still take a picture of you, but get the fuck out of my way. Like
it's like that. Yeah, no, that's interesting though. The connection and like the disconnect where it is too.
Yeah.
On the same topic essentially, because that is essentially the same thing. It's just which side of your brain decided to take over for that. That's cool actually.
That's like a left brain, right brain thing actually. Because it's like I forgot which one's which, but one side of your brain is artistic and the other side of your brain is logical. And it's like, well, of course my logical brain is like taking over, but I'm still trying to connect with my artistic side. And so, yeah. It's
do you get like nightmares and stuff, or did you have nightmares growing up?
I mean, yeah, I've had like certain nightmares growing up, like, you know, getting caught shitting in the woods and things like that. But like,
okay, not the ones
I'm being so serious.
That
is one of them. That is one
interesting.
of them. No, yeah, I mean, I've had
What's
small
your biggest
nightmares.
Fear in life: shitting in the woods and getting caught.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, like, I don't know. I've had nightmares as a kid. I remember the fact that I had a nightmare. I do not remember the nightmare.
Okay.
Like that's a thing. It's like, and like I said, I don't remember ever getting killed in any of the dreams, but like getting caught in something stupidly embarrassing is more likely the case, or like getting jump scared and being ran after from like some psychopath or something stupid like that. Yeah. But then it's like I don't remember like. Do you ever remember the beginning of your dream? Actually, that's a good side question, because a dream 99% of the time starts in the middle.
No, yeah. I guess when you point out, like, no, I can't think of a beginning. Like even the one with the forest one, I guess I was already like at the forest, just looking up at shit change colors.
Yeah.
So I guess not. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's another thing that they say in Inception. It was like, because like that movie's based on dreams. It's literally about dreaming. It's like, it's like you don't know you're dreaming until you think about it. A and B. It's like it never starts at the beginning. It always starts halfway through.
That's interesting. Yeah, but I guess now that I'm thinking about it like that,
just really watch the movie again, and like you're gonna realize that everything in there makes sense to you.
Right. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Don't worry about the plot too much, I guess. You could worry about the intro, because the whole intro they explain dreams and how they work. And it's like I think there's a little bit of science fact to it. Like some of it sounds like bullshit, but like a lot of but as you're talking about this, like you think about it more, you're like, you know what, that actually makes sense.
Interesting. Okay, that's actually something to take into consideration.
Yeah. But
do you now because you don't remember a lot of dreams, and I think this is still in the dream realm, but still maybe it applies to you. But have you ever lucid dreamed or you're still present?
No. I've always wanted one. I'll be honest with you. I've always wanted to have a lucid dream where it's like I understand that I'm dreaming and that I could change things in this world, but I've never had that. And I've tried so many times, and I've looked into like books about it and shit. Never. And I tried the whole it was from American Dad where they you do the red ball and you're dreaming. Never have I ever had a lucid dream, bro, and it sucks because I want one.
Yeah, those are like.
But then I'm afraid because my subconscious might try to actually kill me in that one. So.
Those are like super trippy, but.
It's like aside from doing drugs, there's no way to do it for me. So.
It's very. I think I've only ever had like it depends because I'm separating by like lucid dreams where you're still like technically awake but your body's asleep.
Yeah.
And then the ones where you're actually dreaming, but you can control.
That's the one that I'm thinking about when I think lucid dreams.
Okay, yeah. But those are cool. I've only ever had like maybe once or twice, and then after that, never again. Because I think at that point to compensate the idea that I was getting too happy with my dreams and I was like doing too much, my brain was like, "Hey, turn that shit down a notch." And actually, dreams intensified, made it so much worse. And this was like when I was like 9.
Oh God!
So everything's so much scarier when you're 9 too. So it was just like, hey, now that you know how to control your dreams, try to control this. And my dreams would be like tenfold, like way more. Like I would not go to sleep sometimes out of pure fear of what I was gonna dream up. But then after a while, I got used to it. And again, like that's what transitioned out. But the lucid dream I was talking about was the ones where you're like in bed and you're consciously there, but your body's still asleep and you can't control it. Have you had those?
You mean like daydreaming? Because that's what it sounds like. Because like if you're telling me it's like when you wake up too early in the morning and like your eyes are still shut and your body's still asleep, but then you're thinking of something, then that just to me sounds more like daydreaming.
No, you're still conscious. Like you're still conscious, but your body isn't there. Like it's still nighttime. You're consciously there, but you can't do anything, and you're also seeing stuff. You're hallucinating.
No.
Whoa, let me tell you about that then.
Because like for me, like I said, it just sounds like daydreaming. Where it's like I wouldn't say you're forcing the idea, but it's like you're letting the idea loose, but you're consciously thinking of that idea as it goes.
That definitely does make sense, though.
Because like I have that in the early morning when you wake up too early. Like you're awake, but you don't have to be awake this early, and so you just let your body relax.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now.
But I count that as daydreaming because I'm conscious of it. I wouldn't count that as lucid dreaming because it's not like I'm letting my brain loose and it's not a dream.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. No, mine is like on the little end of the spectrum. But,
all right, let's go.
Because my thing of daydreaming, when I associate daydreams, like when I'm literally at work and I'm staring at the ceiling and I just start thinking about shit.
I have to make sure that this thing didn't cut through. It didn't. All right, good.
Oh god.
Because last time, we lost a little bit of audio because the screen turned black.
Right, you were telling me about that. I remember.
Yeah.
That.
So now I have to like
make sure it's like okay.
Yeah.
But like no, my whole lucid dreaming thing, like I think the best story I could say is when I first moved into the recent area I live, like the recent place I live in now.
Yeah. I
woke up maybe around 1 a.m, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Brain, face, all that was fully awake. I was just like looking around the room and I was like, okay, cool. So I thought I was going to get up and take a piss. I could not move. So I'm like trying to move my body, trying to like think everything. And by this point I've already had experiences because I've had one before that in my old house. But I was just like trying to move my body. And so my main thing is like whenever this happens, I close my eyes and I take deep breaths and I try to like focus slowly on one body limb at a time.
Yeah.
And I always go for my light. Wherever the light is, I'll just try to like flick the switch while I can still move my thing.
Yeah.
But this one turned into very I don't know, it was weird. I opened my eyes, which is something I never do while this is going on. And I see a shadow in the corner of the room. And then it just starts moving closer to me. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I'm like, okay, no, this is I'm lucid dreaming. I'm well aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
If I hit the light switch, everything will go away.
Yeah.
And I understand what's happening. Just close your eyes again, even if you know that thing is there. So I'm like, I close my eyes. I'm reaching. My arm gets so heavy that it just falls.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, next best thing. My leg is closer to the fucking light switch. So I'm like, I close my eyes again and I'm lifting my fucking leg. And I'm like, come on. Because I can hear the thing now. So now I'm like audibly hallucinating.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm freaking out. My heart's racing. I'm like breathing heavy. So I'm not in control of my body. And then I'm like still trying to think. So it stops again. My leg just drops. I open my eyes and it's so much closer to me. I'm terrified. So
Okay.
now I'm like, I'm no longer thinking. Now I'm reacting.
Yeah.
So I try to open my mouth. I open my mouth and I try to yell. Like maybe a minute of me trying to yell. Nothing is coming out.
Okay.
So I give up. I'm just like, well, this is it. This is my death because my brain is probably going to go overboard with how everything is happening.
Yeah.
And instead of like me thinking my mouth is still open, I'm still trying to yell. Maybe after the minute, I start yelling like really loud. Like I just go, ah. And my parents wake up. And as soon as my parents wake up, my body just like, it's back to like light.
Yeah.
So I like immediately turn on the light. Shadow is gone. I'm like in my body, but my head is fuzzy. Okay. And now I'm just like wiggling everything. I opened the door and I explained to my parents, I'm sorry, I just had like that dream that I had like back then. And they're like, are you okay? Do you want some like milk or something? And I was like, no, I should be good now. But now I'm like nervous. My body is shaking. So I just said good night thing. And I just slept with the light on this time. Yeah. Because I was like, that was horrible.
That's nuts.
But that was not the worst one that I had. That was just one in this place. God. And that shit fucking terrified me. Like, after that, I maybe had it before that, the old place. So now I'm going on, like, a super huge story, but it's really, like, but yeah, just the idea that when you're in your body and you can't move it.
That's called sleep paralysis.
There we go. Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to say from the beginning. I said lucid dreaming. It's completely separate.
There you go. That's why. I was like, this is a whole different story.
Yeah.
And I knew right away once you told me that you couldn't move your body. Like, that's sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis is what I was trying to... Whoops.
And B, to scare you. Yeah. There is a myth about... I forgot what the fucking thing's name is.
It's like a demon, and I think it's called Sun's disease or something.
And then it holds you down in your sleep, and it causes paralysis, and you could consciously think you could see, but you just can't move. Yeah. And that's a demon. It's supposed to hold you down by your throat, though. That's the only difference of your story and that in the story that I know of.
So luckily that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
But I have read about that before. Yeah. But there you go, sleep paralysis.
I was gonna be like, that's not a lucid dream.
Yeah,
that's just like
because I couldn't control that. Yeah, because I was aware, but couldn't control.
The question I have from there is that, and I've had this one I could definitely say it was. Do you think for any moment it was one of those dreams that you were fully asleep, but you imagined yourself waking up, and then you actually woke up? Because it's you know what I mean? No, because it's like there's dreams where it's like, oh, I woke up, I'm in my room, and I get up, but then I'm getting a tattoo 2 seconds later. Then it's then you actually wake up, and then you're like, oh, that was a dream within a dream. Like, I woke up in my dream. Weird. You know what I mean? Was it one of those, or was it like, it was actually real the whole time?
It was real the whole time. And that's the scary part about it, because I get exactly what you're saying, but I don't have those that often.
I've had that a couple times.
Once. Oh, wow, no. For me, that's like foreign because I've only had that once. But this one was specifically, like, I was fully conscious. Like, even after that, I stayed up for a little bit just for, like, hitting that light switch. Yeah. Karate chopping that shit. I was just up. And I was fully aware that was not a dream. That was just my subconscious taking over while I'm consciously there. Yeah. And that's fucking terrifying. Yeah. Because your subconscious really does it holds the nice, beautiful, artistic shit, but it also holds all that negativity and trauma and fucking ugly shit in your brain. Yeah. You know, it's not like your body makes it disappear. No, it's just like in there. It's just everyone gets really good at suppressing it. Yeah. And that's fucking scary because that moment is one moment. Yeah. Well, that moment is that one moment where it's no longer suppressed. For those couple of minutes, which feel like hours, it's when your subconscious is like, hey, this is also you. Remember that shit. That's fucking terrifying. Yeah. Like, remembering that kind of ugly shit is inside people.
Maybe that's why I don't dream. My brain's just like, you don't need to remember any of this. Right. It's like,
I'll keep you safe, homie.
Yeah. I could just imagine, cool, like, my subconscious and my conscious are two different people, and my conscious just has a baseball bat just beating the shit out of my subconscious. Like, shut the fuck up!
It's like the angel on the shoulder fucking thing, and they're just, get out of here. Get him in the fucking ankle.
It's like rear naked, just like you're fucking dying now.
It's the walls of Jericho. Dude, that's fucking sick, but like, sleep paralysis is like a different... See, me even talking about it is like throwing me back into that. That shit's... It's like
Scary.
a feeling like of no other, not controlling your body, but still being in it.
Yeah.
It's just this whole, like, just thinking about it gives you, like, chills.
Yeah.
Because it's just, how do I even explain it?
I mean, I understood the whole thing so far, but it's like, it's psyche. Like, it psychs you out because it's like, there's no way to explain it.
It, like, breaks you a little bit.
But
like,
you rebuilt from there, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's just like, I don't know. I understand it from a logical perspective. Abstractly, I don't know what that means.
Right. Yeah.
But
I don't
like,
even know what that means. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that did for me.
Scared the shit out of you.
Yeah. If anything, that's when I started sleeping with a nightlight again.
Maybe they like grounded you.
Maybe it humbled me.
It humbled you.
This man's too comfortable with the dreams. Let's fuck his shit up.
Yeah, it's
Damn,
like it's like the killing him in his sleep isn't enough anymore. It's like we're gonna have to step this up a notch.
Dude, my subconscious just beating my brain with a baseball bat.
Yeah,
make that shit smoother. Bang, bang, bang. Iron this fucker out.
I'm gonna make that into a sticker now. It's gonna be the BS show as one sticker and the smooth brain as another.
Smooth brain. Just a circle.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be the shape of a brain, and it's just gonna be like you're gonna see Mr. Clean just shining it.
Just an iron.
Yeah.
Dude, but yeah, no, that shit's fucking terrifying. And it's such a, again, contrast with how I handle dreams versus that.
Yeah.
That in itself is its own demon. My dreams, oh, you're gonna kill me, Mr. Serial Killer. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then they stab me, and it's like, whoa. And then I wake up.
I'm just gonna wait for the. You ever have one of those dreams where you're like, you stab me and you're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
It's like, yeah, to that point, I'm kind of like that with my dreams.
You should just like, hopefully one time if you have a lucid dream and you get stabbed in your dream, you should be like, are you shitting me? I just got this shirt. And then you should just take him out and just stab him back and be like,
it's
fucking
so
dick.
fucking...
And then wake up and be like, that guy was a dick.
That guy was an asshole. Fuck that guy. Whoever that was.
I forgot there was a movie that does that, isn't it?
There might be.
Yeah, where it's like the guy just gets like dirt on him. He's like, I just got this shirt. And he's like in the middle of a fight.
Relatable, right? I get it. We spend mad money for shirts. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Laundry's money too. But fuck yeah, dude. The whole dream situation is so interesting because, again, I came into this conversation. I didn't know that you didn't have dreams like that.
I didn't have dreams.
So
I don't.
That's super interesting because,
like, I ended the past. I don't remember the last real dream I've had. Mm-hmm. The last couple of nights has just been go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. Right. But I feel like, it's like, don't get it wrong. I'm still like waking up relaxed. I'm still waking up like, I want to say rejuvenated, but like ready for the day and stuff like that. But it's like anything but after I fall asleep to when I wake up, there's nothing.
Damn, that's like so crazy.
But that might just be anxiety too. Because I go to sleep with anxiety and I just wake up normal. So maybe my brain's just turning off because like, all right, you're having too much.
Don't relax, like actually let's.
Yeah,
relax.
like you're thinking too much before you go to sleep. Let's just turn this brain off 100%.
Interesting. Dude.
I don't know. I'm just like it's just different things, or like I keep saying, it's like, or it's just one of those things where it's like I wake up and I just don't remember my dream whatsoever. Maybe I am dreaming, but when I wake up, it's like gone.
It does look just deleted.
Yeah.
Recycling bin.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You thinking like, hey. I feel like for somewhere down the line, it has to apply, but like maybe it shaped our personalities too with how it is.
Yeah.
Because the way I see everything always has to be abstract now because my dreams have always been like that.
Yeah.
And maybe yours is like very logical to the point. The way of living is kind of like also because you.
Yeah. It's like so like from life is too mundane. Yeah. So it's like my dreams have to be mundane too.
I feel that though. That's very like. That's cool, actually. I like that.
Sucks. Don't do it.
I don't think it sucks. I think in itself, it's its own level of abstract, right?
No, I just think it's boring.
Oh well, I guess. I guess so, right?
I just feel like it makes me more boring as a person. Like that's really what it is. Because I feel like abstract is really cool and fun, and if you can understand it, it's even better.
Right.
But it's like now to everybody who is abstracted it's cool in the sense of like, oh, it's different than the way I think. But then at the same time, it's like, it's boring because it's just very straightforward, logical, like, 1, 2, 3 stepping stone kind of stuff.
Right. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Because no one has to nitpick it anymore. And I guess that's the
and
fun
even
of
if you do nitpick, it's just, but it's like nitpick at this and then it's going to follow by this and it's going to follow by that. So it's like not even worth it. And then me being that person, it's like my life is boring because even I understand that it's just like step 1, step 2, step 3, and that's it.
Very like by the very flow chart.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, unfortunately, that's just how I think, and that's just how I wasn't raised like that. Weirdly enough, I don't know where I got it from, but that's just how I am.
I guess life shaped you. Into
but then
that,
I
right?
strive for the abstract. I strive for the art.
Which is good.
Yeah,
right? Because
which is
that's
different.
where your level of that's weird because that's like a different level of interpretation or different like basis of interpretation comes from, right?
Yeah.
Where mine is very from the jump. I've been thinking of weird shit since forever.
Yeah.
But yours is very like you have the logicalness of it, and now you know how to logically break it down into like very abstract.
Yeah, and I'm trying, but like that's even cool. Then I wanna understand like different art from the abstract point of view. Like I don't wanna think of art from like
picture person sad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to think it like that. I want to understand art in like the most different kind of way.
Why were the curtains blue? What does the author
fuck
mean
that
by
that? No. You see, okay, that at the end of the day also pisses me off too. It's like the curtains are blue because he wanted them to be fucking blue. Nah, he's depressed. I don't give a shit. He's fucking smelling sunflowers.
What's that got to do with me?
Yeah, right. But it's like that's the hard part too. At the same time, I'm just like, damn, that's like
there's like an overstepping of like.
Yeah.
At some point, over abstract.
That's also another reason why I don't want it. Like, probably why my brain settles for more logic because like you're just being too much about it. At some point,
I guess at some point it does come off as like pretentious.
Yeah, like it's a little pretentious, but at the same time, I feel like it's dragged on a little bit too much. It's like, all right, I'm gonna call a lot of people out in one shot, but it's like most contemporary art. And I'm talking about the crazy, like Andy Warhol idea was that. How far can I push this for this to still be considered art? That's his idea, and I respect his stuff. Yeah. But then anybody who came after him is just doing it for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, all those people, I'm like, I do not understand your art, and at this rate, I don't want to understand your art because not only are you being pretentious, now you're just adding dumb shit to it.
Right. That is true. It's kind of hard to be like an original person who like came up with the concept.
Yeah, exactly. So like anybody after him, it's like, yeah, it's just a black canvas which represents this, and the third. I'm like, all right, first off. You did not put any effort into this aside from painting it black. And the fact that you came up with this whole story just for that, you should have just been a writer.
Interesting. Okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, but it's like, it's very, like, I can only think of very specific things. Like the guy who just colored the canvases just one solid color.
Oh, I know who exactly.
Like that one pisses me off. That's just no. And it's like, I want to think abstractly. That's just dumb. But like, I want to think like Picasso abstract, where it's like the idea, like there is an idea in there. You just have to search for it.
Yeah, you just have to put the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Or Salvador Dali, or like any of the modernist, like contemporary people. And that contemporary, it's like
dreams too.
Yeah, it's like, and those I want to understand. I'm talking about like the contemporary, like modern day contemporary that make no sense, and it's just a fucking tin can.
Like modern day contemporary is very like lazy and when it comes to like stuff.
It's like they come up with an excellent story, but the fact that they put it to this.
Yeah, it's very sculpture heavy, but it's also very lazy sculpture heavy.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe it's coming out, again, I'm critiquing this. Where's your art degree? I need one. I could say shit as shit. So,
me too.
If you're dropping a fucking sock and you're being like, this is supposed to represent last time I beat my meat. Well, it's like, I'm not going to get that until you tell me that. It's just, it's just fucking like, I don't know, it's lazy. It doesn't represent anything really. Yeah. It doesn't go deeper than what it is. Or maybe my mind isn't that complex, Yeah. And I feel like that's always the counter argument for shit, where it's like, maybe your brain doesn't understand anything, and it's like, no, my brain understands a lot. It's just maybe my brain will never understand what you decided this was.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and I can comment on that because you put it out into the art world.
Yeah.
Fine. When it comes to like art like Salvador Dali and
those are the ones I want to understand on levels. Like I don't want to just do it on the logical level. I want to understand it from the artistic and the abstract level with those guys.
Yeah. And what makes it even more interesting is because it's surrealist and a lot of it is inspired by dreams.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much of the subconscious mind, like what exactly does the subconscious mind put to each like little intricate color and little details that they have to it, and why exactly did it have to be that? What point in someone's life did it have to be, I got stung by a bee, so that's why this elephant is a bee? And then it's like, wow.
Yeah. Why? Or the clocks are melting. So
clocks are melting. Time is just slipping away.
Yeah.
Time is slipping away. Time is melting. Time is a constant.
But I think that's why I have to like move this microphone along because I move a lot. It's like, I think that's also why I gear more towards American modern kind of painters. Like Edward Hopper is my absolute favorite. And he's known, if you guys want to look this up, it's Night Owls, which is like the diner one. it's very simple, and you know the scene. You know exactly what's going on. You see the three people there, and like that's why I feel like I geared towards more that kind of art, because like since I don't dream too much, and I'm more logical based, it's like things like this make me happy.
It's very like not only that, but it's very like logical based, but it also seems dreamlike in the way that it's done.
Yeah,
just like I know exactly what.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Too. Like that line, it starts to get blurred, and that's the art that I truly enjoy a lot. And it's like I want to understand the other stuff, but this is the line of art that I follow.
It's like the best of both worlds in that case, where it's like as a dream, like a person heavy on dreams, I get it.
Yeah.
And then from a logical view, it's like it's very straightforward, but also it gives it that dreamlike quality where if you don't get to have them, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's very that is interesting. That's kind of
somebody actually like last night. I actually saw a meme where somebody did the Night Owls and they replaced it with Bob's Burgers. People. So you see Bob in the back window. You see Tina like sitting on the chair. Lisa right behind the counter. Like everybody's there.
I love that. And that's like reminding me of I used to dream of cartoon characters a lot.
I haven't had that.
And it sucks.
Or like Tom and Jerry is just running through your room, or like.
Kind of like that. It's kind of like that, but the thing is, it doesn't translate well. Like I don't like it reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where everything's living. I love that movie too, but then when you're in it, it kind of like takes away from the whole experience. I was just like, damn, you guys are 2D, inferior to me, you know. But it felt so out of place and weird that it just didn't seem like a good dream. Like, look at me judging quality of dream by fucking graphics. Sorry, dude. Step your graphics card up.
It's 2D. It's not. It's shit.
I'm sorry, little 8-bit bitch. Step your fucking game up.
Imagine just Mario just comes and just like jumps on you and just breaks your back.
Bonk. Breaks my neck. Bonk. It's just like it's so fucking like interesting where the cutoff is though. I guess my dreams have to be in some realm realistic for me to actually consider them a quality and enjoy them.
Yeah.
But when it's 2-dimensional characters in my dream, it kind of takes me out of the idea that I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
But those are the dreams I have higher chance of controlling. Because now I know I'm dreaming because this shit looks stupid in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, if I see a 2-dimensional character on your couch, boom, I'm just like, wait, this is a dream?
Yeah.
And you kind of sink into it and you're like, well, now I don't want this. You snap your finger and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. Versus the idea, like, I don't think I've ever lucid dreamed while there were 3-dimensional people. Like, if it seems relatable and it seems like it can actually be real, my brain doesn't ever realize it's a dream. But as soon as I see something that's off, like Tom and Jerry running around in my room, my brain goes, this is fucking stupid. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Now
that's just me on the streets every day. This is the dumbest shit ever.
And like, I don't know. And there I go. Where now it makes me think of when I do lucid dream, how much of those I take into my day-to-day life. I don't think I do.
Yeah.
Because at some degree, having a lucid dream, you're conscious.
Yeah.
And since you're able to control everything, now you're shaping everything to your will.
Yeah.
Your conscious will. So it takes away from any message that I originally had in that subconscious dream. And just throws it into like, well, now this is just me being a megalomaniac, and I'm just fucking being crazy in here.
Yeah.
So,
but I feel like that's something that should, like, in your case, would be important anyways, to like remind yourself that like even in life you could still control things.
That is true. Oh, that is, yeah. Oh, wow. Drop the zinger on me. Whoa. Drop the big one.
It's like not everything has to be dream based. Like sometimes you can control your life, and you know this is one of those moments where it's like you can control a dream, fine, but you could remember that you can control life.
I'd never thought of that. Yeah, I guess the ones that are cartoon can control because they're not real life.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're separating. It's like, oh wait, it's like I understand this is a dream, but this doesn't have to apply.
Yeah. Whoa, that's very.
Yeah.
That just expanded my brain.
It's like, oh wait, no, I can think abstractly. Got it.
Instead of me having a smooth brain now there's like one wrinkle. That was good. Thank you for that. But like, damn, that's actually a very heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how I carry my life now.
Yeah.
But I didn't need my dreams to think of that. But it's interesting that you threw that out there because that means maybe my brain already had the solution a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I just never was able to interpret it like that. Beauty of it.
Like I said, I don't understand shit because I don't have dreams. So.
Well, you clearly did. Boom. Abstract.
That's a surprise to me.
You just broke something down for me that I would never have gotten probably.
Yeah, now I know. If I dream of Tom and Jerry tonight, I'm gonna just be like, all right, fuck.
Oh man.
It's like at this rate, I might as well just like, where's Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner? It's like, let me see if I can capture the damn thing.
Yeah, taking life into your own
hands. Yeah. It's like growing up. It's like you watch too many cartoons, and it's like you realize like, damn, I could have done that better.
Yeah, it's weird where
he's like Tom and Jerry. It's like he's been chasing Jerry for too long. I feel like I could have done it in one episode.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. You're right. It's kind of like, damn, maybe if you weren't such a fucking idiot, you could have easily just used your giant hammer to hit that small mouse.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hit myself. I would have hit him on the first time.
I wouldn't have burnt up my own tail. Like what?
I wouldn't have turned into bowling pins.
Exactly. I would never become a bowling pin. That's just stupid.
Yeah, man, it's different, and it's funny because it's just like, I don't know, like dreams don't dictate my life whatsoever, and so like clearly like you have, I wouldn't say dictate, but like you would allow your dreams into
consideration.
Yeah, you take them into so much consideration.
I take them into consideration for what I also find interesting, which is a weird thing to say because obviously in my day-to-day life I pick up like, oh, that's interesting,
Yeah,
but my dreams also kind of push me in a direction of like, there's a specific reason why I find a certain range of things super interesting.
Yeah.
Versus me being conscious going, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's me every day. I'm like, that's interesting. That's also interesting. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Like, that's how I am. But it's like, you know, sometimes like I'm happy like that because it's like it lets me absorb the world as is sometimes. And that's like what I like sometimes where I'm like walking and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. And then I like take a minute and I forget, you know, reality's a real thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, look at all this. Bless you.
Thank you.
You ever seen one of those people that sneeze like 3 times in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad luck.
That's my mom.
Oh.
She always sneezes in 3s.
Interesting.
And so does one of the managers at my job. Sneezes in 3s. It's so funny.
Yeah, every time I hear like there's this attorney at my job that does that, and whenever I hear him, just like, wow, your heart stopped 3 times.
No, I was gonna say in Spanish there's a thing. It's like salud, dinero, and something else. And
oh, is there actually?
Yeah. You can look it up after.
That's cool. I did not know that. Dude, new things to learn. See, boom. Interesting.
So, one of the other things I had, it's like, you know, I never dreamed of being a photographer, but I want to be a photographer, like a professional photographer and professional videographer. But I've never had a dream that made me want to do that. Was there ever a dream that made you want to do your current job? Like photography, I get it because that was the trees and the colorful thing and your hair growing. But how about like in reality, like life kind of things? Do you ever get an aspiration aside, you know, to do something because of a dream?
No.
It's one of those things. What's the reel? The Instagram reel, where it's like, "What's your dream job?" It's like, I do not dream of working.
Oh yeah. I think that might be the case for me. I never dreamt of anything job related. No. It's always been just interpretations of life. It's never been, you know, me finding, hey, you'll be happy as a paralegal, because I'm not. You'll be happy doing this. It's never been that, and I never put too much thought into it. But it's because I don't think I dreamt of working ever. The dream was always just art, and just doing shit for the sake of doing shit, like just taking pictures, just because I love that. I never even pictured getting paid for that, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I just like doing it. Yeah. And I just do my job because I'm good at it. There is no connection between like my subconscious and jobs when it comes to dreams or anything of that sort. Yeah. Which I find very interesting because it really does lead off into more knowledge-based things, I guess I could say. It just gives me more inspiration to learn about other things. And it kind of peeks into the, I guess, it peeks into the direction of occult stuff, but I don't think I would want to do occult stuff as a job. I don't think I'm ready for sacrificing babies as a 9 to 5. Man,
we could have gotten black robes and find some church basement and
you're right.
Like get like 7 other people, and you know, we would be fine.
Yeah, we'd be getting paid as our 9 to 5, just occult studies.
Hell yeah. We would have to sacrifice somebody eventually, but we'll build up to that point.
We'll work there.
We'll start up with pigeons or something.
It could be like a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And help us start in a cult. We need cool robes.
That's the dream. That's the dream life, Start a cult.
I think at some point I did think about that jokingly, but at some point I was like, I think I could. I'm charismatic enough. I dropped down and I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, no, let's not do that.
You need to listen to the song. It's by Bring Me the Horizon called Mantra, and he literally talks about it. He literally starts like, the first line is like, do you want to start a cult with me?
What the? Yes.
And he's like, and then he talks about like starting it, doing it, and then the end of it. Literally, that's a whole song. I like that. Yeah. It's like, in the second verse, it's like, can I have your attention, please? Let me tap into your energy. And he's like, and he knows his bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, and the first line is like, do you want to start with cult with me? And then he ends the first verse is like, wait, how do you spell epiphany?
That's fucking good, actually. I need to listen to that.
Yeah. But, for me, I love photography because it's like, I never had a dream about it, but it definitely combines the super logical and technical side and the abstract kind of dreamy kind of side to it, because it's like I do edit my photos, and so it's like the lights are more punchy than they are in person and things like that, and so I wouldn't say it makes it more dreamlike, but like it kind of pushes you towards that kind of aspect, and it's one of those things where it's like I wish I had a dream about like what I want to do in life, because I never had that, so I've always just been like airplaning it, like just cruising and just like doing it as I go, and as I do, like I like this, so I'm gonna do it more.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I've ever had a dream about work either, like being in medical or anything like that. I've never had a dream for it.
Right.
But I enjoy it so much that I continue doing it, if that makes sense. Which is like a whole different way, but I think like that's the logical person in me.
Yeah.
That's just like, yeah, if you like it, why not continue?
So I'm curious about that, because now I'm thinking, does the subconscious really know what it is that you want to do, or push you in the direction of what it is you want to do?
I sometimes think like it does, but the fact that I don't give it a say, or I don't know how to give it a say, with dreams I forget almost immediately. So it's like it's the way that it would say it to me is not there.
Right.
So I wouldn't know. Like I would want it to. I would want my subconscious to tell me, it's like, listen, this isn't actually making you as happy as you think you are. You're just wasting your money.
Right.
Right. But then I'll be like, nah, you sound like my mom. I don't give a fuck. But like,
shut up, brain. Get out of here.
Yeah, so it's like I've always wanted to have like the dream where it's like I said, I've always wanted to have a lucid dream, and I've always wanted to have a dream where it's like my brain is telling me, it's like, continue with this or don't continue in this, or like whatever. Instead of like the bullshit dreams, like when I was a kid, it's like, yeah, you think you might like name a random girl, Katie. You think you might like Katie from like elementary school or like whatever. It's always been bullshit dreams to me.
Right. Dreams just being...
None of them have changed my life as far as I know, except for the shitting in the woods one. So, like, yeah. But it's like, I'm seriously, this whole conversation, I've been really hard trying to think of, like, any dream that I've had that I can remember fully, and I cannot. Wow. I cannot remember a single dream. Yeah. And I've always wanted to be, like, a rock star. I've always wanted to be a musician. I don't have any dreams about music. No. Wow. Yeah, I don't have dreams about photography. I don't have dreams about music. I don't have dreams about medical. I don't have dreams about like doing shit. My dreams are either way too abstract to understand, or they're just plain stupid just because. It's only one out of two ways, and I'm gonna choose the latter. It's just I'm retarded. So
it's a very. It's just like right there.
Maybe.
Right in the bounds of it.
Next time I'm going to write it down, I'm going to just text it to you and be like, all right, you figure this shit out for me.
I had a dream about this. I got caught
I was being chased by Godzilla.
I was being chased by Godzilla, and I was also shitting in the woods. And I'll interpret that for you. You're scared of kaijus, and also you don't like being caught shitting in the woods. Gotcha.
I don't know, man. It's the dreams I have are aspirations. Yeah. It's the...
More based in, like, in your conscious mind.
Yeah, the dreams I have are conscious dreams.
Maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's because you have them so already well thought out in your head that maybe...
Oh, no, nothing's well thought out. Nothing is thought out whatsoever. I want to be a photographer. How do I become a professional photographer? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you already know you wanted to be a photographer. You love that.
Yeah.
And there you go. It's already pushing in the direction. How much more could your subconscious mind do there?
I guess.
You know,
Yeah.
You're kind of.
I mean, but there's different types of photography. There's portrait photography,
Yeah.
street photography, and I just do what's available.
That is true.
And for me, street photography is most available, so I do that the most. But I want to do portrait photography, but I don't have too many people to do portraits.
Right.
But I also want to do fine art photography, and I don't even know how to start that.
Right.
So
It starts with an idea, I guess.
no, that's too much. But like,
No, I can't think. Never mind. Throw that out there.
no, yeah. So my dreams, I guess, are aspirations, or like like you said, the conscious dreams are the dreams that I have.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I want to do this, so that's the dream that I have, and that's the aspiration I have. But aside from that, there is no subconscious or abstract kind of ideas for it, which I wish there was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from, too. It's well, I don't personally because I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm.
No, I know.
I'm just flowing with.
Do you think you would be the same person without the dreams?
No, I don't actually. I do think a lot of what I do and a lot of what I am today is because of a lot of dreams that I've had.
Yeah.
Like my obsessions with like skulls and the occult and stuff of that sort, death and all that.
Yeah.
It stems from my dreams because I always die.
Yeah.
So it kind of led me to this direction of finding out more about death, studying more culture, like Spanish culture, Central American culture, where it comes to like, you know, Dia de los Muertos, La Muerte.
I mean, I always find that stuff interesting too, though. I don't know what it is about it, but I've always loved to see it and like
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Just like the idea of it because it's so contrasting to everything it is that we know.
Yeah.
You know, people are scared to die.
Yeah.
But what happens when I dream about dying for like 16, 17, 18, 19 years of my life?
Yeah.
You know, at some point I get so used to the idea that I fall in love with it.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm gonna die eventually. I mean, I'm okay with that idea too, but I never had a dream with it. It's like I'm gonna die eventually, whether it's now, tomorrow, next year, sometime eventually. It's like it's gonna happen, but it's like I'm not too scared of it. I think I'll be scared in the moment, but until that moment happens, I'm not scared of it.
Right, because you're never fully aware of it, and I think.
But on the other hand, since you've had so many dreams, you're like, yeah, it's about to happen. I'm good with it. Let's
yeah,
go.
it's like it's
You're gonna see the Grim Reaper and be like, "What's up?"
It's about time. But it stems from such a... I might even say, like, the negative aspect of me having all these dreams and the way that it affected my outlook on a lot of these things is that I might even romanticize death to some degree, where I, like, actively just think it might be beneficial to me.
Yeah.
Even though maybe at some point through my depression, that is the thought that I had a lot of, and that might have mixed with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sweet release, and I used to think like that. And now it's more of like, damn, it's not even that anymore, because I feel like I've kicked my depression's ass the majority of the time, and now I'm like full thinking for myself.
Yeah.
I do still feel like there's this lingering romanticization of death that I have, where it's something beautiful that I want in my life.
Yeah.
To happen to me.
Yeah.
And then the more I think about it logically, I'm just like, no, are you fucking stupid? You have shit to do, like laundry. Like, why would you do that?
I just thought of something from all that. Do you think it has anything relation to do... I don't believe in this stuff, by the way. I'm just going to state that first. In the tarot card death. Because the tarot card death doesn't actually mean death. The tarot card death change.
Yeah. Like death of the past life.
Yeah, or death of this idea. And it's like for you to change it. You know what I mean? It's like... Do you think maybe your dreams are saying it's like...
rebirth.
Yeah, that's what the card is supposed to mean. So it's like, do you think that maybe it's like your brain is trying to like change your mind about certain things by giving you, I guess the relief or like a jolt of like death or something like that, right, in order to make you think like
push me in a different direction.
Yeah, like how I would think about it like now that I'm thinking about your other dream and when this, maybe it's like the one where you're following the guy and you're going through this forest and all the colors are there and all that stuff. The fact that he stabbed you is more like now you could start to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
because
like here's the idea.
Pasture, like not pasture, meadows and shit.
Yeah, but it's like now that you saw all this and now that you got stabbed awake, it's like now that you're awake, now you can work on this idea that you just conceived.
Yeah, I might even go further with that and say like when I looked out at the meadow and then he stabbed me, that was more of like this is my area to build, like build all this beautiful stuff in this blank canvas, then get stabbed and get to work. Could be,
because maybe that's like what all the dreams are. It's like giving you rebirth of ideas or like the change of ideas. Maybe because it sounds like you said it yourself, it's changed your life so much that you probably don't think like other people would, but because like you've been killed in your dreams so much, it's like you're not afraid of change. You know, like I said, I'm thinking about the tarot card. So it's like you're not afraid of change, clearly. And so it's like, even though you keep dying in your dreams in life, it's like you're going to change something that you don't like, and you're going to continuously change something
Kinda
without
like
that
ego
fear.
death,
Yeah,
right? Like little pieces of yourself that you want to break away from your character.
exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is in your dreams. Like,
It could be, actually. Yeah, that could be a big part of it. I guess that's what I've been doing a lot of recently with all this. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, that would make sense. And I guess maybe from young, that's where I was more impressionable. Maybe that's what led me to lead into like a more romanticized version of all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the logical way of looking at it would be, you know,
Yeah.
logical,
I mean, it's just
abstract version of way of looking at it would be, yeah, it could be just rebirth, constant rebirth, and always looking to better myself on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, a better way to interpret
The
it. More
change of
positive way.
ideas.
Yeah.
And people are so resistant to change, and you're not.
Yeah.
So, you know, it adds on to
Change
it.
is scary for sure.
Yeah.
And
But
I guess that dream was a way of making it seem like it's not all that scary.
Yeah.
It could be beautiful.
Yeah. Or it's like it could lead to something beautiful.
Yeah,
It
like
could
a
lead.
metamorphosis of,
Yeah.
like a caterpillar.
Yeah, well,
turning
that's
into a
where your hair
butterfly.
growth was, and you coming out of
Right.
the ground. It's like, this is your metamorphosis. You sink into the ground, and you came out a new person.
Right, like a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with long ass hair.
That's what I used to think about. Like, yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm like a flower. Maybe I'm just growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I was in. That's like the step further in the interpretation. It'd be like, yeah, you're a flower, and you can still kill off the bad parts about you and move forward and
Yeah.
build. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot.
And just random thoughts.
Look at that. Random abstract thoughts.
Yeah. This is what I need. I need a dream like this. Just tell me what the fuck I have to do in my life, because I'm bored.
Life changing.
Maybe that one where I get stabbed. Just you know,
No,
just tell me what
trust
to
me,
do.
you want those. Those
No,
are
I'm
cool.
good. I'm good.
After a while, you get used
No,
to
because
it.
then the shitting in the woods turns into a real shitting in the bed.
Shitting in the
gonna
woods.
be
and
Amber
getting
Heard.
Stabbed shitting in the woods. Oh, hey, babe, what the fuck are you doing? Shitting on my bed.
It's like, I didn't mean to. I got stabbed in my dream.
And I got caught shitting in my dream, and that's why they stabbed me. Oh, why, God?
I mean, yeah, it's always those little things that happen. I don't know. I'm interested in the same stuff, but I guess because I don't understand it. When I don't understand something, I get more interested in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless
Like
it's like,
curiosity is a big mover
yeah,
in why we study a lot of these things, whether it be dreams
yeah,
or just regular things.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a common interest and stuff.
because like I'm fascinated with, I guess, the idea of death, or like, you know, skulls, Day of the Dead, the whole different side of how people interpret death.
Yeah.
It's like I'm completely fine with it, and it's like, but mine is out of experience, because when I was 17, I was a senior in high school. 3 people in my life passed away back to back in a year.
Oh, wow.
And so in that year, I kind of shut down from a lot of things. But, you know, many years after it and thinking back on it, I'm okay with the idea of death. It's like, it's going to happen. And instead of hitting me in an abstract dream, it hit me in real life. And so it's like, one way or another, it's going to happen. And unfortunately for me, I got 3 different perspectives on it. My grandfather was shot and killed in Colombia. One of my family friends died of stomach cancer. But then I also had one of my other family friends that I count as an aunt die in front of me because of cancer also. And hers was breast cancer, but I was there for her last few moments. I wasn't there for my grandfather, but he died a horrible death. I wasn't there for my family friend, but he apparently went quietly and surrounded by his family. And then this one I saw just with my grandmother, me and her, and our family friend in front of me. So it's like, for me, with death, it's not, I wouldn't say I'm curious enough to, like, you know, fuck with it, but like, I'm more interested in the idea and how other people interpret it. But I'm not afraid of death myself, because I actually saw it, you know. And I've had multiple people die in my life. Like my aunt when I was a kid died, and then these 3 people when I was 17 died. And then like a year later, my great grandmother died, but that one I kind of gave death that one, because it was like, she was like 90 something and couldn't move. So I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
But the other ones were like tragic, because it's like,
Because you didn't expect them.
I didn't expect them, and the last one really hit home, because it was like, it happened in front of me, and that's not something that not everybody sees.
True.
And so it's like, you know, in a non-dream aspect, it kind of changed my life, because it's like, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of change. Well, I am afraid of change, but like, I'm not afraid of death. And I could like dream about the idea and like talk about the idea and not be startled by it or like, you know, afraid of it.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole different kind of wave, like you know, I understand exactly what you're saying. It just hasn't happened to me, but I have seen the face of it.
The experience,
Yeah.
interpretation, and then whatever.
Exactly. And so that's like why it's hard for me to have dreams. It's like I relate to you in so much, but I don't relate to you in the fact that you have dreams. I relate to you as like I understand the death part because I've seen it and it's happened to me in real life.
Right.
And then that's another reason why like I guess it's like my brain is so logical with it and like not too abstract because it's like this is something that's unavoidable. It's going to happen at some point. This is the reality of it. And so it's like I take it at face value. So I think that's like what it is when it comes down to kind of those kind of things. So I relate to you in the dream aspect of like the whole death part.
Yeah.
And it's just the more real. I don't want to say realistic because then that's just calling yourself bogus, but it's not. But it's like the more physical value of it. Yeah.
Right. Like the actual seeing of losing someone.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so it's like that. The whole idea of death to me is just like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to everybody. And it doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I relate to you on like the whole thing is like getting stabbed in your dream. You're just like whatever. It's like for me in real life, it's like you're gonna die. All right. Yeah.
So coming to the same conclusion from two separate ways of living.
Yeah, exactly.
Two separate ways of life.
Yeah, from the dream aspect and from the physical aspect of the dream, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I think that's a beautiful place to leave, like, end this.
All right, because I ended on the most darkest note of my life.
Dark and realistic. It makes sense, and it also, like, I don't know, that was just, like, a beautiful way to, like, put it.
Yeah.
For everything, where it falls, where the differences are, and where it all comes together.
Yeah.
You know, where the ideas come from. Yeah. That was a great way to... Thank you to Steven for that
one. You guys won't get too much personal shit out of me, but there you go. That's a little bit of me. And this is going to make so much sense to a lot of people at home who, like, know me, and they're like, oh, that's why you're weird. I'm like, yeah, fucking right I am.
Closing statements?
Closing statement. Don't be afraid of change. Keep dreaming. Write down your dreams. Try to remember your dreams. See if you can interpret them in a different way. Be open-minded, I guess, would be the best thing.
Yeah.
You got anything?
Kind of along the same lines. Dream, and if you don't dream, that's completely fine. Think abstract. Try your best to think abstract, and just be curious, and always be open to how you interpret things in the dream world or in real life, because you never know what kind of answers you're going to get out of either or. And start a cult.
Yeah, why not? Like I said, Mantra by Bring Me the Horizon talks about this.
There you go. Now you have the handbook.
And then, all right, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this one. And then you can get a private jet and say it's to spread the name of the Lord. Some guy did this. I'm just saying.
I think Jared Leto does this too.
I don't know if Jared Leto did it, but like somebody did it. They got a super plane for having super church and shit like that.
Makes sense. Also, want to give a big shout out to Dylan. #1 hardcore fan, making references to this fucking podcast all the time.
Yes.
Not all the time, but like big shout out to Dylan. Love you, dude.
Spread the word of the BS show.
Yeah, spread the word of
this is our cult. This is our cult.
With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed and have a beautiful day, night, or whatever.
Have a good one, guys.